and welcome to Wine Time Story Time. Tonight I will be reading a story from Halloween Stories, Spooky Short Stories for Children by Uncle Amon. So I got myself. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm a disaster host. Content warning, cursing and alcohol. Tonight I'm back to drinking Menage a Trois. I told y'all, I think it was the very first episode. It's my favorite wine. It's like $8 at most anywhere. It's a red blend. It's really, really good. There's a swan staring at me and it's creepy.
Oh my, I was looking. Okay, bye.
Anyway, again, I'm reading a short from Halloween Stories, Spooky Short Stories for Children by Uncle Amon today. And I will be reading The Shadowy Figure. There, in the window of the old mansion, was a shadowy figure. The shadowy figure would only stand by that one window. He never went to the other 14 windows that the mansion had. Just the one. Man, my lazy eye's been crazy today. Anyway. There is the shadowy figure, said Mabel, looking across the street at the mansion. Why is it always Mabel? Wasn't it Mabel last time I read one of these and it was a completely different author?
I think so.
Because people watch too much Gravity Falls.
Period.
Okay, if your name is Mabel, stay the fuck away from creepy houses. That's all I'm saying. Okay then. Yes, said her friend Reginald. I see it. Who the fuck names their kid Reginald?
Well, Reggie.
Okay, this is a new. These are old stories. These are fairly new stories, and this is not a romance novel.
I'm just saying, Reggie. If it said his name was Reggie instead of Reginald, you wouldn't be freaking out as much.
I mean, I would still make fun of it. Maybe they're bougie. Maybe they're from like River Oaks or something. There's murder mansions there, so maybe it's the figure is from the murder mansion and they're staring at it. Okay, I don't know. I'm overthinking this fucking story, so.
Maybe they're British.
Maybe. They could be British. We're just gonna say that. I'm not gonna do accents, sorry, because I'm a dick. I lost my place. Oh. You know, said Mabel, some people think the shadowy figure is a ghost. Nonsense, said Reginald. I don't think it's nonsense, said Mabel. I'm frightened because there have been rumors that someone died in that mansion several years ago. Okay, yeah, so it's a River Oaks murder mansion. I'm making that canon. Nobody died in that mansion, said Reginald. How do you know? Asked Mabel. I used to work there, said Reginald. You did? Exclaimed Mabel. Yeah, said Reginald. He actually says yes, but that sounds stupid. I was the gardener. Okay. Ain't nobody named Reginald a motherfucking gardener.
And the gardener doesn't work in the house, he works outside.
Exactly. So how the fuck would he know if it was haunted or not? This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is like totally unrealistic. His name should have been like Tim would have worked, but it would probably be more like Juan or Pedro. And I can say that because I'm Hispanic and I know like the guy that does my yard and the guy that did my yard before that was actually black. So I think his name was Mark. Mark is also a gardener's name, but not Reginald.
Francis is a gardener's name.
Francis?
Brother Francis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Francisco. Anyway. So, said Mabel, do you know that the shadowy figure is then? You must know. Please tell me. Bitch gonna get haunted. Are you sure you really want to know? Asked Reginald. Mabel stood for a second and thought about it. She was pretty terrified of the shadowy figure. Did she really want to know more about it? Yes, said Mabel. Well, said Reginald, watching the goosebumps from Mabel's arm from fright, there's an old woman that lives in the mansion all by herself. That shadowy figure is her sitting in her library reading a book before going to bed. Oh, said Mabel, trying hard not to let Reginald see that she had been so frightened. That makes perfect sense. You know what kind of people are named Reginald? Little bougie motherfuckers or dead people.
The guy from Umbrella. Well, he named himself Reginald, though.
He did, and he lived in a mansion. He lived there.
Never a baby. Yeah.
He lived there. He was adopted by a gazillion billionaire. I don't know what he was. I just knew he was.
You know who else is named Reginald? Barkley. Scared of everything dude on Star Trek?
Oh, but that's Star Trek.
I'm just saying his name's Reginald.
And he was white.
He was. And he would have been
really
super
white.
bougie if he weren't in Star Trek.
That's correct.
I don't know anyone named Reginald.
Neither do I.
Because we're poor and brown.
I don't even know anyone named Reggie.
Neither do I.
Ricky is the closest.
Ricky is the closest, yeah. Okay, what
I've
the
never
fuck was
actually
I?
known Reginald in like real life.
So do you believe me now that it isn't a ghost? Asked Reginald. Yeah, said Mabel. There was one thing I left out of the story, said Reginald. What was that? Asked
Really
Mabel. That old woman died several years ago, said Reginald, watching Mabel's face turn pale white. That old woman is a ghost.
Nice.
That's the whole story.
Get pwned, Mabel.
That's
The old woman's a ghost, because that's scary.
that was.
Because a ghost who's just, like, literally sitting there reading her book is in her house. Like, seriously,
Right,
why
and-
is somebody going to be scared of a ghost that's literally just reading a book in their house?
She's just chilling on her own sofa, in her own library.
Like, what are you tripping for?
She's not even poltergeisting. She's just fucking reading.
Yeah.
I really should stop reading the short stories. That made me sad.
Scarier story. What's a scary?
I should probably read like scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah. Why is it that what the when I was trying to figure out like what a scarier story that I knew already was, the first thing that came to my head was the story about the band room at my school, which is not at all scary.
That's true. Plus, like every school band room has a ghost story.
No, I have the ghost story.
Oh, your friend.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I mean, that's terrifying.
Who did I hear the story about the band room and the tunnel under the band room? There's like this whole. So there was this whole story, and I don't remember where it came from.
We're telling better ghost stories than we read.
But basically, I think it was a comedian that I was listening to one time tell this story. And so in their school, they found out that there was a maintenance tunnel that had an access hatch in the band room.
Nice.
And then on the other end of the access hatch was in the storage closet where they stored all the stuff that went in the vending machines.
Oh, nice.
So he and his friends were like, we are going to make the best score ever.
Nice.
We're going to crawl in, and we're going to crawl through these tunnels, and we're going to get all the shit from the thing. We're going to steal all the candy and all the sodas. We are going to rule. Well, what they hadn't counted on was that these tunnels are not much used. And they are not tunnels. They are like crawl spaces.
Oh,
So
God.
these teenage boys get stuck in the crawl spaces, and it's hot, and it's dark, and the flashlight died, and there's bugs, and there's spider webs, and they freak the fuck out, and they can't get out, and so then they start screaming results in like this whole big thing about how students are not allowed into the storage closets.
Moral of the story, if you find creepy tunnels under shit, make sure it's on a crawl space and always send the tiniest dude alone.
The spookiest story that I ever heard.
Are you going to tell one too?
Yeah.
You're going to have to like come over here because you're not loud enough. And I'm not going to repeat this shit.
Sorry, I'm not a human megaphone like Diane.
Professionally loud.
Anyway.
You're in choir. You should be able to like project and shit.
Yeah. I realize that's the one issue my choir teachers had with me.
Exactly.
Practice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Also theater.
Also theater. That's true. Anyway, so
Loser.
Creepiest thing I ever heard, not spooky, but creepy as hell, was there was a rumor at one of my schools that I went to that underneath the stage there was someone living under the, like a homeless person living under the stage in the cafeteria of my school. Why was there this rumor? Because there was a nasty mattress and like clothes and food and like a propane stove, and so it very much looked like there was someone living under the stage at my school.
Moral of the story, pay the teachers enough.
Also, sometimes you would hear banging
Yeah.
inside of the stage.
This is what happens when you don't pay teachers enough and you skimp on the retirement.
See, and here, I thought that was just where the high school kids were going to bang.
Nah, there's too many
This was
places
an
at the high
elementary
schools.
school.
So,
Well, that would all, it was an elementary school. They better not be going to bang.
so I went to a super creepy middle school. It was the first middle school in the city I lived in. It was old AF, and there was a basement, except the basement was locked up. Like there was a chain link gate on it, so you couldn't go in there. When my older brother and sister went there, they were still holding classes, but there was like fumes and shit, and people got sick. So the rumor when I was going there was that someone actually eventually died, so they had to lock it up. Plus, every time it rained, that shit got flooded as fuck, and it smelled rank when you walked by it. Like, it was bad. But yeah, it was totally, we would say it was haunted, and we would like dare each other to go stand by the gate and stick our hands inside, just in case something were to grab us or something.
Well, I mean, my elementary school, we did dare each other to go.
I mean, that's like, I think every school has like a haunted something, and you know you're one of the cool kids when you get dared or dare someone to go fucking into the creepy shit.
It wasn't haunted, we were just scared there was an old man down there.
Old man's man. Alright.
My elementary school didn't have any haunted spaces. We knew that because, like... the
Okay, I
place
need to
that
sign off because this shit's fucking like getting long and I'm not even reading and I got another show to do. So, y'all have a good night and I will see you next time, and I'll have a better book because this fucking short story shit is bullshit. Maybe I should just start telling y'all ghost stories of my own creation or something through October. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Night!